welcome. I was having some technical difficulties, so I'm going to just stay on for a few seconds to see if anybody hops on because I know I am not where I was supposed to be. And I just finished teaching yoga. I'm a little sweaty and a little hot mess, but it all works out. I wanted to just hop on today and kind of make this like a soul care Saturday event for a little while. Actually, not soul care, more like self care, like self-loving Saturdays. I'm going to call them. Just feel like we always can use a little boost on the weekend. We tend to get at least I do. I shouldn't speak as a we. I get bogged down with my to-do list, and I work Monday through Friday, and then on Saturday I try to cram like everything in, like all the chores, and then in addition to that all the fun, and then all the activities. It's just so sometimes I forget to take care of myself. So I love to do these because I learn as much from doing these videos than for myself as I'm hoping that I'm helping somebody else along the way as well to remember that it's really important to take care of yourself, and Saturday's a great day to step into honoring yourself. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about pruning your life. So I love to look in nature, and I feel like nature has so much to teach us, right? If we would only just pay attention and follow through, we would know that there are seasons in our lives, that things are cyclical, that there's always new growth, and we don't have to like question the sun every morning. We just trust and know that it's going to happen. And even when it's cloudy out, the sun is still shining, and there's still day, and there's still night, and the moon is still out at night. And sometimes I feel like we don't trust God enough to know that with our stuff, right? We want to control it, that those things are here, and they're here to teach us, right? So one of the things many years ago, I actually wrote a blog called Pruning Your Life, and today's episode kind of comes from that blog. So many moons ago, I really looked at gardening, and I stepped a little bit more into gardening and nature, and I looked at what we have to do in order to have beautiful flower beds in our world, in order for our plants to grow. If we want vegetable gardens to grow, right, we need to give it a good foundation. We need to give it great soil, water it. We need to prune it. We need to prune those things like pruning back the bad leaves, the dead branches. We need to make sure we till the soil and fill it with all kinds of rich nutrients. And all of those things that we just take for granted when we are talking about pruning, right, our lives and taking care of a garden. Why don't we do that with ourselves, right? Sometimes we just tolerate the things in our lives, like, maybe a mess in our kitchen, or old furniture, or clothes that don't fit, right? There's all these things that we kind of keep around, and they just weigh us down. So just like a garden, if you don't prune your garden and take away the old dead leaves or branches, or you will pull away energy from the flowers and from the fruit. So it's very important, right? I mean, really, just it's so basic, very important to really tend to those things, so that then you could have new growth, right? You can have beautiful flowers, and you can have beautiful vegetables. And so I like to take that kind of metaphor and apply that to my life, right? If I were looking at my physical space, right, and every day I walk in and there is, let's do the pile of mail, because that's usually one that's always happening in my house. There's a pile of mail, and the first day I walk in and I kind of look at it, and kind of drives me crazy, but I kind of walk by it and get on with the rest of my day. And then before you know it, right, a week's worth of mail is piled up somewhere on a counter, on a table, and on a desk, right? And it is actually making me feel like aggravated, right? I'm like, oh, that's so messy, and I don't want to tolerate it. I'm going to pretend it's not existing. And that's the kind of energy then that doesn't allow me to have space, right? Create space and have this newness, or to even receive what is in that mail. Maybe I'm receiving a check, like maybe I'm getting some money. Maybe they're not all bills, right? I don't know, because I'm just keeping them over and pretending like, they're dead. Let me leave them there. So I want you to really start to tap into something in your life that you have just been tolerating, right? Maybe, I don't know, there's always like a pair of jeans, right, that either are too big or too small, but you've got them hanging in your closet and they're taking up space in your closet. Does that serve you, right? So we always talk about, like, getting rid of things that no longer serve you. Well, what does that actually mean? Like, what does it mean? So I want you to feel into that. Or maybe there's a broken cabinet door or a leaky faucet, and everything that, those little things that are just around your house that kind of drive you crazy, right? Or it could be even at work, or it could be your car. You have a messy car, or at work your desk is a mess, or your desk drawers are a mess, or something. I want you to really feel into that and what kind of energy that brings you, right? It's just like a plant, right? If you see a dead leaf on a plant, the energy can't get to the new growth because it's trying to keep that try to rejuvenate that dead leaf. It's not going to happen, right? We need to prune that. We need to take that leaf off of the plant so that that plant can become vibrant and healthy. Well, it's the same thing for us. We need to take things out that no longer serve us, that have died, that are not with us. They might have been great for a certain season in our life, right? Something that I used 10 years ago that I loved, I may not need anymore. So it's now time for me to take that piece, whatever it is, and move it out of my life, prune it, and make space for something new, something else that I may require in my life. So I just wanted to make sure that you guys kind of get this soul care piece for Saturday. So today, let's not even just say today, let's say this week. If you could really start something small in your physical space. We can also do this in our spiritual spiritual space as well, right? There's our physical space and our spiritual space. But let's start with our physical space because that seems to be a little bit easier. I want you to think about, like, maybe your sock drawer, or, like I said, a broken piece of furniture. If your car is dirty, if you have a cluttered cabinet. Oh, the Tupperware cabinet for me is a given constantly. Clothing that's too big or too small. I want you to go through maybe just one drawer either in your kitchen or in your bedroom or in your bathroom, or even like your glove compartment in your car, and go through there and start to pull out the things that no longer serve you, that you no longer need, that are just cluttering your life, taking up precious, precious energy. Because every time you look at them, you're feeling frustrated, overwhelmed, you're tolerating, and there's no need for it. We really don't need to keep these things in our lives. So if I could encourage you to really look at these little things and one step at a time, honor yourself just enough to take care of that one step, whatever it may be, whatever drawer or cabinet or anything that you need. I want you to put a reminder in your calendar or on your phone, and just commit to yourself, to honor yourself by doing this one small step. You can really create a lot of space. And when you're done, I think what I really always love is the feeling of resisting doing the activity, right? Resisting pruning my life, right? Resisting and holding on to all those things that no longer serve me. And then once I can release those, once I prune through and pull out what no longer serves me, give it to somebody who it can serve, throw it in the garbage if it's broken, fix it if it needs to be fixed. Once I do that, now whenever I walk by that space, I feel so much better. I feel lighter. I feel open. I feel like, wow, I'm here to receive even more. What goodness can come into my life now because I've created this space and I'm not walking around with this thought like, oh, I gotta go do this. Oh, I gotta go do that. It can be overwhelming if we look at the big picture, because I know even for myself, when I can just stare out right now and probably pick up 10 things that need to get done, right? And I talk about that in there was another video about not needing, but getting to choose to do things. Today, how about you choose one thing that serves you, that honors you, that is really you've been tolerating, and seeing if you can just take a moment to prune it, right? So to prune your life, and how important it is. I just briefly will touch upon, I don't want to be on here for too long, but touch upon pruning, doing the same thing. Like, this is a really tough one, but like even with people in your lives, right? There are people in our lives. I'm not telling you to stop talking to them and cut them off and never see them again. What I am saying is there are some people that are in our lives that were for different seasons of our lives, right? They were really good teachers and friends, and oh, it's just like spectacular. Like maybe what I needed as a new mom, I don't need now that my children are older, right? And it's not that I dislike that person or I don't want to, but I don't have to keep trying and hanging on to something that doesn't exist, right? I can just kind of naturally let it go and let it take its course, and from a space of love, like from a space of like gratitude, like thank you for being in my life during that part, thank you for supporting me, thank you for all of those pieces, and just being like, I wish you so much I wish you well, but it's now time for me to move on, and that's okay. And this person can come in and out of your life, or maybe they're just there for certain things in your life. It's fine, but we really need to learn from life. So be aware of maybe when you look outside and you see your plants and they need to be pruned, or your trees need to be pruned because they've had too much overgrowth and they're now not looking as healthy, that is a time to remember for you to take care of yourself as well, and to prune some things in your life. Small little steps. You're not cutting down the tree, right? You're just trimming around, trimming little branches, trimming little leaves off. And I encourage you to do all of that. So I thank you for joining me today on Self-Care Saturday. I will be here hopefully next week with my technology will allow me. I had some real technology issues today. And any questions below, any comments, I'd love to hear from you guys. So please, I'll check back on this video, write any comments, any questions, any concerns, anything you have about this concept of pruning your life, of honoring yourself, of not tolerating things that no longer serve you, starting small baby steps, right? One little branch at a time. Have a beautiful day, and I will see you all next week here. And in the meantime, like I said, drop some questions, drop some comments. I'd love to hear from you. And always, like always, invite a friend if you'd like to this group, so that they too can have access to all the fun stuff going on in here. Thanks a lot. Have a great day. Bye.